All right. Good afternoon. Um, let's see. Look like everything working right so far. Um, but let's see. First thing first. Y'all let me know y'all can hear me, and you let me know you can see me. You know we always got to start from there. All right, indeed, we can get right into the program. So let me know you can hear me. Let me know you can see me, and yeah. Yep. All right. Kara said you can hear me and see me. All right, cool. Cool. That's what's up. Opal, hello, dear. Sandy, what's going on? Dosey, did I say that right? What's going on? V Monroe, Night Owl. Good afternoon. The Shy Simmer. Good afternoon. My man London what's good? The real AK was good. Juju, hey dear. How you doing? Yeah, Juju, my notification sucks. It sucks. So I try my best to send the links out myself to all of y'all individually, but unfortunately, I don't have contact to all of you. So the best bet to probably get them if you follow me on like Facebook and stuff like that. Uh, yeah. Um, who else I'm missing? Roll 'em out. What's going on? Um, okay. Everybody say they can hear me. I'm glad y'all can. All right, if y'all don't mind, hit that thumbs up and let's get right into this. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know I covered this story. What was it? Last earlier this week or was it last week? One or two, I can't remember. But the streamcast shutting down, so you're gonna see three separate videos when I first did it. Because the streamcast was shutting down. But for those of you who've been following this story, y'all know what's going on here. We have a 10-year-old who got mad at his mom. You just can't make this up. You got a 10-year-old that had got mad at his mom because one, his mom woke him up early, which you shouldn't be asleep all day because you don't pay no bills. Okay, and two, he got mad at his mom because she wouldn't buy him a virtual reality headset. Now again, out of all the stories I'd have done, this got to be one of the most horrific ones. Okay, because again, I want y'all to understand, man. Y'all got to stop looking at age and talk about what can a young woman and a young man do to you. Because at this point, age ain't nothing but a number. Amen. Age don't have no bullet on it. Age don't have no knife on it. If these young knuckleheads, son and daughter, these young knuckleheads got the mindset to do it, whether they got issues or not, they're going to do it. Okay? Now, here's the thing. And I understand. People had different emotion about this young man being charged as an adult. Well, what I always say to y'all guys is easy for us to make or what we'll say, what we won't do or what we will do when it hasn't hit us. But once it hit us, you don't know what you're going to do. So we can say all day, talk about, no, don't put him in jail because he's 10-year-old, she 10-year-old and all that, they dealing with mental issues, this and the third. Okay, I understand that. But it's easy for us to say that. But when it hits home, though, what do you do when it hits home? What do you do when it hits home? When it hits you, and your own child is trying to kill you, all right? And not only he or she probably had done it once, but they probably had done it a couple of other times, all right? Fine. I understand he may be dealing with some anger issues, whatever issues that he's dealing with, which I'm kind of iffy on that. But when you got this in your home, you know, and you constantly being threatened by your child, what do you do? What do you do? Okay? What do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. He has made a virtual court appearance. Now, of course, they have not showed his face, but he has made a virtual court appearance. And let's have a listen to what went on.
Accused of killing his mother in court.
That hearing wrapped up just minutes ago.
And according to the criminal complaint, Kiana Mann's son shot her last month at their home near 87th and Magnolia in Milwaukee.
Investigative reporter Hillary Mintz is here with us. State law, Hillary, dictates because of the charge, this child is automatically charged as an adult.
Right, Derek. This 10-year-old could be looking at 6 decades in prison if convicted.
Damn.
According to court
Ooh,
documents,
that's
this
hard.
boy shot his mother because he was upset he couldn't have a gaming system. Police say the boy initially claimed the shooting was an accident and happened while he twirled the gun around last month. Prosecutors say he admitted he was upset with his mother because she woke him up early and wouldn't buy him a virtual reality headset from Amazon. Now, he said he took his mom's keys and got her gun from the lockbox the night before, went into the basement where she was doing laundry, fired at the wall, said he meant to scare her, but instead shot her in the face, killing her. Today's virtual hearing was brief, and the judge explained why the boy wasn't seen on video.
The child or juvenile is present, but because the court had previously ordered that his image or photo not be used in any manner, that is why I'm permitting that his video be off for today.
The boy is currently in a juvenile detention facility. The judge set a $50,000 cash bail. The defense is looking to lower that.
Well, I know people, one of the main questions I kept seeing people asking,
they started handing out.
how did he have access to that gun? How did he get access to the gun? Well, you pretty much heard it. No. But my thing was for him to know where it's at, for him to know which key to use, that was getting me. He knew exactly what key to use to unlock it. And apparently what it sounded like to me, he knew how to cock it and aim it if it needed to be cocked. Now, I don't know if they ever said what type of gun that this was. All right. But however, I tell y'all guys, I mean, if you're going to lock it up. But damn, don't put it in a position where he's able to reach it though. Okay? And let alone, don't let him see you put it somewhere. All right? If anything I want y'all to take out of this case, men and women, when it comes to y'all guns, don't let them see it. Don't let them see it. Y'all know how these knuckleheads looking at the news and stuff now, thinking what they seen on the news and TikTok and all this bull crap. They think it is cool to do it now. So if they see it on the news, what they gonna do? When they get mad at their mom and dad, they're gonna try to do the same thing. Because for some reason, when we was children, we felt like we was entitled to have things because we was a child. Which in a sense, you gotta kind of understand because it's a child. But if you had the right parents, and I'm not saying she's a bad parent, just hear me out. When you had the right parents like we did, they let you know, yeah, you a child, but doesn't mean I grab at your feet because you a child. You have to earn what you get, okay? Food, bathing, and clothing you, that comes with the territory, so you don't have to do anything about that. But, you know, you want money to go to the candy lady, you want money to go to the store and get you chips and snacks and stuff like that. You know, we had this thing called allowance. I don't know if any of y'all parents still do that today. But we had this thing called allowance. You know, you do your chores, you get allowance. You do good in school, you may get extra allowance for the week, and you can go to the candy store and have a ball down up in that son of a gun. All right, you have a ball. Hippity hop to the candy shop. All right. So you did your chores and all that stuff to get your allowance. All right. Now, some children had parents instilled in them that they saved their money. And for those of you who saved your money, I wish I knew y'all when I was getting my allowance. As soon as I had money come to me, it burnt my pocket. I tried to find anything to spend it on. I don't know how y'all was with it, but when I got money when I was a little child, getting allowance, that money was burning my pocket. I wanted to find something to spend it on. How many of y'all had your mom and dad to say, what you want to go to the store for? You get some chips? You got some chips in there. Ice cream? You got some ice cream in the refrigerator. Popsicle? You got popsicle in the freezer. Juice? You got juice in the refrigerator. We just went grocery shopping. So what you need to spend your money on? I'll be like, dang, I just want to spend it. I want to find something to spend it on. But you always had stuff in the house that you really need to go spend your money on. Amen? You really did not need to go spend your money because a lot of times parents go grocery shopping and they had the stuff in the house. All right? But however, though, you'll come up lucky one weekend where your mom and dad felt like going to the mall. Boy, what they do that for? You save up your line, you go to the mall, man, you going to go to every doggone store in that mall. All right? You going to go to every store in that mall because you got that money burning your pocket. How many of y'all used to do that? How much this? How much that? How much this? How much that? All right? I know I did. All right? Double Take said, hey, Double Take, how you doing? She said, honestly, after they do a full assessment on this child, if his IQ is higher than 120, he'd be shifted over to military training program, natural born killer. I'm not hating, just spilling truth. You know what? Double Take, I'm not mad at that. You may be correct, because I said earlier, I'm kind of iffy about this mental issue they claim that he got. I'm kind of iffy about that. I mean, not saying that he don't, but I don't think it's bad like it's trying to be put out there. Because how he did all of this, it's like a serial killer has been born. How they say he did all this? It appears that a serial killer has been born. He killed his mom. Look, check it out. He killed his mom. Then they took him on to his folks' house because they said due to his age, he was allowed to stay with his family. Whatever he opened his mouth and said over to his grandmama and them, they called the police. Then said without remorse, I'm sorry for killing my mom, but did my package arrive? That's scary. I'm sorry for killing my mom. The sister said, he said it with no remorse. I'm sorry for killing my mom, but did my package arrive from Amazon at your house? That's scary as hell. That's scary. So understand why I say how the story is being put out there. It's almost as if a serial killer has been born. Curse said I had to have a talk with my teen daughter the other day. I didn't want to have. Now she's back at regular school. I don't like it. I was about to take her to the mental hospital. Thoughts like she had, I was about to take her to the mental hospital. Thoughts like she had no. Did your sentence cut off or something? Right, Shashim, you know, it was crazy how they said he did it with no remorse. Then after he did it, what did he do? He got on their computer and he ordered their virtual headset. Got into his mama Amazon account. Apparently she must have had her credit card saved in there. And he got them virtual headsets. He got them. Okay? He got them. Hold on, guys. I forgot to disconnect this damn thing. Hold on. I forgot that it does this. Everything comes to my phone. It comes on through this computer. Let me disconnect this. Hold on. All right. Hopefully they'll stop that. Okay. And I want to say this too, and I'm glad you said all that, Kurt. I want to say this too, because a lot of stories like this, it could be a trigger for a lot of y'all, because either you went through this yourself, either your children tried you once and you had to show them what's good, or y'all have sons and daughters now that's dealing with what they call smelling themselves, and you still try to be, you try to be cool with it, or one night you try to let certain stuff slide, you be like, okay, I'm gonna let you ride with that. But then for some reason when you let them ride with it, what they call it, I give you an inch, you take a mile. Once they take their mile, then it's getting out of control. Okay? I was always told that you can speak your mind. How many of y'all agree with this? You can speak your mind, but be mindful who you speaking to. How many of y'all agree with that? I was told you can speak your mind, but be mindful who you talking to. Okay? Let me see what y'all say about that while I find this other article. Okay, there's an article where I asked last time I did this, where's his dad? One of these articles, they showed his dad briefly. They showed his dad briefly. They say, I agree. Most people don't want to take accountability. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, you have a lot of parents that, they say, hey, I don't mind you speaking your mind, but please be mindful who you are
in this
talking
moment
to. Be mindful, So, but then again, I have seen some parents that let their children talk to them like they just another dude or a woman on the street, cussing at them, telling them how full of shit they are, and all this stuff. And I just be like, wow. May I please ask you, why do you let him or her talk to you like that in your house when they're not paying bills, they're not paying rent, you're not making them paying bills and rent? As a matter of fact, you helping them pay their bills. As a matter of fact, you helping them pay their phone bill. You helping them pay their car note. And this is the things they get. This is the things y'all get, is him or her talking to you like this. May I ask, why do you let them talk to you like this? You know what I was told? We taught our children freedom of speech. I get that part, but that's not freedom of speech. That's freedom of being an asshole. That's what you have raised, an asshole. Not only you raise an asshole to be an asshole to people in the street, but they being an asshole to the person or persons who is allowing them to stay under their fucking roof. Roof. Sorry. Under their roof. I wish I would stay with my mom or my dad or my grandma or anybody, sit up there and talk to them like that. They let my grown ass stay under their roof. You let this man or this woman tell you full of shit because you won't let them do what they want to do. That's some crazy shit right there. And they grown. But telling you in your house you full of shit.
A 10-year-old charged with shooting and killing his own mother. Prosecutors say the boy pulled the trigger in the basement of the family's home last month near 87th and Magnolia. The disturbing details laid out in this criminal complaint. Prosecutors charging the boy as an adult with reckless homicide. They say the boy told police he was angry. His mother, Kiana Mann, woke him up early the morning of November 21st and wouldn't buy him a virtual reality headset from Amazon. The boy made a virtual court appearance Wednesday from the juvenile detention facility in Milwaukee. The judge kept his face hidden.
The child or juvenile is present, but because the court had previously ordered that his image or photo not be used in any manner, that is why I'm permitting that his video be off for today.
During the brief virtual hearing, the boy's father appeared on the Zoom call but made no comment.
There goes dad. Y'all heard what he said? He made no comment. Didn't we just do a couple of stories in the past where the dads heard this and they didn't make no comment? Now, I don't know about him. Maybe he's advised not to make comments. I don't know. Or maybe he just in shocked that he don't want to make a comment. But I think this is the time that he needs to be talking, you know. But then again, I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's being advised.
Prosecutors said they will have an amended but made no comment.
Off for today.
During the brief virtual hearing, the boy's father appeared on the Zoom call but made no comment. Prosecutors said they will have an amended complaint but didn't reveal details. The judge previously set the boy's bail at $50,000. His public defender said they would like to lower that amount.
All right. Okay, that's why I want y'all to see them, because I know a couple people asked, you know, where the dad was, and I saw this article, and we saw the dad right there. So, but dad didn't say nothing. You know, I don't know, but I guess I'll have to be in his shoes. You know, what if I say something or not? I don't know. I have to be in his shoes, I guess. I don't know, but. Nah. I think I would say something. Cause we know why one of the dads and say, no, what's that story I did about that lady who had them twins locked up in the basement, and they found the dad hollered about he didn't want to come in and say nothing, but then we did a little research, kind of find out the dad was doing the same thing to the twins. He doing the same thing to the children that the mom was doing. And then he ran his ass to the church. And then this young dude, where the fuck that dude name is? She went and found her a young man and went and got this new house. Now he come in and join the fray with the woman with her children being tied up, punch him in the face and doing all this type of nasty shit to him. Okay? So every man that this woman got around, she will allow them to abuse her children. How can a woman have that much hate for her children? I don't get that, let alone a man. How can anybody have that much hate for their children when, first of all, they didn't ask to be here? Y'all did that. They didn't ask to be here. But you hate them just that much that you let anybody come in and put their hands on your children. Nah. Guys, what I'm finna pull up here now is Court TV said something about this. I only heard a little bit of it. I didn't hear the whole thing. Somebody sent it to me. And I want y'all thoughts on what y'all hear of what Court TV has to say. Please get the thumbs up for your boy. Appreciate you.
Look at the brain science of adolescents, and Need to Treat Children is exactly who they are, children.
Community leaders who work with Milwaukee.
Okay, I agree with her when she said it right there, but when they want to act grown, how you supposed to treat them then? That's my question.
Youth gathered to condemn the charges a 10-year-old is facing after police say he killed his mother.
Instead of being treated as a boy, is being treated as an adult.
According to a criminal complaint, the boy originally told police he accidentally shot his mom when he was twirling the gun, but the next day, the family called police with serious concerns. They say the boy told his aunt he was actually aiming the gun at his mom. Sylvester Jackson leads Believers for Change, an organization that advocates for ending mass incarceration.
How can a 10-year-old help defend himself?
Jackson believes this is a case of severe mental health and has no business being tried in adult court.
Let's keep this situation in where it needs to be, and that's the juvenile's court. And let's get him mental health.
In Wisconsin, children 10 and older who are charged and convicted of homicide are typically sent to a juvenile detention facility until they are 17. That's when they go to prison for the remainder of their sentence.
This is a first-degree case. This 10-year-old is accused of going into a box that was locked, unlocking it, and getting the gun before confronting his mother, then having an argument about maybe not getting a gift that he wanted, a virtual reality set that he couldn't order from Amazon, waking up too early in the morning, and then shot and killed her. Then lied to police saying it was an accident at first, and now they're saying it was on purpose. And if he's unlocking this box, that's premeditation. So what does our system do with a 10-year-old? A 10-year-old, because first degree in Wisconsin, that's up to 60 years in prison. And as you heard, he's a troubled child. Let's bring back in our think tank Daryl Cohen, Meg Strickler, Lawrence Zimmerman with us. What do we do? What does our system do here, Lawrence? 10 years old. I mean, you put him in the juvie system, he's out at 18. You think the rest of Milwaukee's going to be safe?
Y'all heard that? That's a good question. That's a good question. What up, veteran gamer? That's a good question. They keep him till he's 18 years old, and they let him out. Is Milwaukee going to be safe? Not only Milwaukee, is his family members going to be safe? Damn good question.
Well, it's a very difficult decision, but I could tell you from personal, I actually knew somebody who was in 5th grade, killed his mother, and then waited till his brother came home and killed his brother. And he went through the juvenile system in Miami, and then when he got, I think, 18, 19, or 20, he was released. He was mentally ill. But apparently he got better, they treated that, and apparently he ended up becoming a successful businessman after all that. So it's a very difficult thing to do. The kid's 10. If they could treat him and help him and monitor him, he's 10. I mean, I think he should have an opportunity at some point to get back to life. He's 10 years old. I know it's a difficult, we see school shooters at 16 kill everybody. Right, I mean, where do we draw the line? Because a school shooter kills 20 people, should never be released.
At the age of 10, it's different. I mean, obviously the victim, his mom, is deceased, it's gone. But do you treat him as an adult? My view is you do not. You have to treat him in a way that is punitive, but also gives him the opportunity as he gets older.
But if we treat him as a juvie, isn't he out by the time he hits 18?
That's the whole point of the juvenile justice system, though.
If he's out in 8 years or 9 years, when he becomes an adult, I'm okay with that, provided while he's been in.
Chrissy, thank you. My thoughts exactly. In a home, maybe the detention center, and probably keep him in a mental detention center or whatnot, maybe. But in the home, the next person you get mad at, what do you think he's going to do? Unless now he does get rejuvenated in his detention center or wherever they're going to keep him at if he get charged. You know, because you heard what the guy just said. He knew somebody, unless he was lying. He said he knew somebody 5 years old, killed his mom, waited till his brother got home. He was mentally ill, came out of it. Now he's a successful man, which that stuff is possible. It is possible. But it doesn't work for everybody, though. But, hey, I like what you said, though. I think the same thing. Right now, in somebody's home, because he's going to be a threat to everybody, in my opinion.
Incarcerated as a juvenile, he toes the line, hopefully receives the type of mental help that he needs. A 10-year-old is just somehow different than a 16-year-old.
He's not fully developed. His brain's not fully developed. It's a horrible thing. That's the whole reason we created the juvenile justice system.
Premeditation here is it was developed enough to figure out how to get into that locked gun box.
Right.
He's 10. I don't think he understood the ramification of his actions. I really don't. He was 10. He's a child. I think there's
I
a lot more
understand
hope.
he's a child, but there's a
lot more
dead
hope for
mother.
him. No, there's a lot more hope for him to be rehabilitated. The juvenile justice system takes the time and the effort, much more so than the adult system, to try to help these young kids. Now,
Well, this
does it
family
work
was
always?
trying to help him. They had a therapist. They had cameras in the home because they were afraid of him. Are some people just wired a little differently and maybe a little too dangerous?
Well, they can determine
so
that.
they're afraid of him, and I get that. What in the world is there a gun?
It's in a locked
With
box.
a key that he had, whether it was locked or not, there was a
Are
key.
you blaming the victim right now?
No,
You're blaming the victim.
I'm not blaming the victim. I'm saying the victim should have been more vigilant
opportunity.
if he was the person that they believe him to be, that he showed he was. So yes, the victims, we all as possible victims should keep our heads on a swivel. I've got 3 daughters and I tell them all the time, keep your head on a swivel. Just physically and mentally, you don't know what's going to happen where you are. Look at people in Atlanta today. There was a shooting at Walmart in a suburban area. Nobody thought that was going to happen. 2 gangs got upset with each other. Somebody shot someone and they weren't killed, fortunately. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't give that child an opportunity to have access to a gun, period.
Okay, let me ask you.
How many of y'all feel they victim blaming? I said, and I'm asking, I see, not only he asked, but I see y'all in the chat room saying the same thing. So how many of y'all feel like they victim blaming? Wow, I haven't heard this whole thing, but I can't wait till they get through because I got a few things to say.
How comfortable would you be with this 18-year-old being released and moving into the house next to you and your family?
I would be comfortable.
Shouldn't that the test be?
If I knew that they had done what they're supposed to have done, meaning the juvenile justice system, and took different times through the years testing him and seeing how he's behaving. Now, it sounds like this might be a situation that he'll never get better.
What control do they have once he hits the age of majority and ages out of the juvie system if he's dealt with in the juvenile system? When he's no longer a juvenile, you can't hold him anymore.
Well, unfortunately, with mental health in the United States, we're not very good handling mental health issues. But in theory, there should be services out there that put him into a halfway house or something like that, that are keeping a close eye on him. That's what our system is supposed to do for mentally ill people.
Do you believe in sociopaths? Are they just born or are they made?
Yes.
Both. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it could be both. He could be born that way and also be nurtured that way. But again,
should he be evaluated to find out if he is in fact a sociopath? And should that be in the equation?
Yes, but from 10 years old, 11 years old, and 12 years old, and 13 years old, yes.
Did he know when he said it was an accident? Was that the truth?
That was the lie. That was
was
he
it,
knew it was
or
a
was
lie.
it a lie the next time when he said that he's
aimed
10 years
the gun
old?
at her.
He's 10 years old.
He's
I can aim a gun.
He aimed the
reality,
gun
too.
because he didn't get what
was
he
mad at her.
wanted.
He didn't know he was killing
I mean,
her.
look, obviously I've never killed anybody in my life, but when you're younger and you do a lot of stupid things, you don't realize the consequences of your action. I get it. He should know killing his mother, she's going to die, but obviously his thought process and everything else, there's something wrong. We're not saying this is an easy thing to do, to rehabilitate them and let them live next to Meg's house, which, by the way, they probably can't afford to live in our neighborhood. But besides that, I mean, it's a risk that society has agreed to take because we want people to go through the juvenile, be rehabilitated, and give them a chance to make it. That's it. I mean,
That's the purpose.
And he killed his mother.
Is there a way to treat him as a juvenile but keep some sort of control after he passes on to age 18?
Yes.
Whether it's like conditions, you've got to report here, you've got to report there. And can you hold it over his head that if you get arrested, if you do another violent act, that we punish you for the first person that you killed?
Every state
can't do that, right?
Every state is different. I don't know what the laws are there, but it is probably not possible to keep him under control after he reaches 18. So whatever happens,
that's the
we
problem.
need to make sure that as best we can, as much as we possibly can, that between now and the time he reaches 18, he has been rehabilitated.
And implement social
We're out of time on this, but we'll continue it. But I think you're all wrong. I think you treat him as an adult, and if you're concerned about 60 years, give him a shorter sentence so at least the court has some control on his life and can keep the rest of us safe. They disagree. What can I say?
man, that's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Let me tell you how I feel about this. Victim blaming. I don't know if I'll go so far as say they victim blaming, because actually they tell the truth. Because I just said that earlier. They somewhat tell the truth. For him to know where that gun was and him to know how to get into it, they may have been negligent on her part. Okay, so I don't think it's fair to say that they victim blaming, because that's actually what happened. He knew where it was. Apparently he knew which key to use. And now he did come out of lie at first, but then, he came and told the truth. The lie was he was twirling the gun and he shot at the wall. He tried to scare his mom. But then, kind of find out, did a little more research. He aimed the gun, closed one of his eyes, lined his eyes up with the trigger. With the iron sight, and he shot her. Okay? But now we also heard that she walked up on him when he did this. So she wasn't that far from him when he had the gun. So, I don't think he would have missed if she was up there close to him. So I don't know. I can't just really say, that they victim blame, because that's actually what happened. Now, here's what's getting me. I want y'all to follow me, because I said this earlier. Age ain't nothing but a number. Just because he's 10 don't mean that he's dumb. Okay? Just because he's 10 doesn't mean he don't know from right from wrong. Okay? And I think that's how a lot of us is slipping up now, because we think just because somebody young and we older, what can they do? Well, you hear it for yourself. They can do a whole damn lot if you give them the opportunity to do it. Even for a 10-year-old, if he shoot a bullet out their gun, he has no control where the bullet's going to go. It's going to go where he's aiming at. He aimed it at his mom. Boom, he got her. She shot dead. Okay? So the fact that y'all saying he's 10 years old and his brain ain't fully developed, I get what you're saying on that, but at the same time, though, just because we 9 or 10 or 11 or 12, 13, does not mean we some stupid son of a guns. Okay? If 11 or 12 or 13-year-old know how to steal Hyundais and Kias and got the mind knowledge to do it, just because they saw a video and it's registered in their mind to do it, we can say they dumb for the act that they committed. They dumb because they knew they going to get in trouble. But even they knew they going to get in trouble for stealing other people's vehicles. They knew they going to get in trouble. So the age thing, y'all can keep running with that. I get it. But me personally, I don't really think that's just a fair argument, because that does not mean this young man was dumb. Okay? Somebody say he played shooting games, so he probably knew. There could be a possibility too. Because GTA is on a high rise now. Everybody playing it. All right? So that could be it too. Okay? And then, here's the thing. Y'all focusing on 10 years old. Again, I guess it's a fair argument. But like the man said earlier, regardless how old he get when he get out, is anybody going to be safe from his rage? Who's to say he get into a foster home, or if he does go stay with his grandmama, or let alone his dad? He gets mad at his dad. You don't think he gonna try his dad? You don't think he gonna try his dad when he get upset with his dad? He probably gonna try his dad. But at this point, since dad know what happened, he's gonna be ready. Okay? He's gonna be ready. Now, then they brought it up saying that, hey, she may have been scared of him. I told y'all my first stream, man, look, I don't give a damn they crazy or not. Man, look, you my child. You was not running me out of my house. I'm sorry, that ain't gonna happen. You are not running me out of my home. You're not. Okay? I refuse to give you that leverage over me, that I'm gonna be that scared of you and let you run me out my home. What I said in my first stream, If my negligence costs you to get a hold of my gun, and I turn around, you got it aimed at me, the best thing I can tell you, you better make it count. You better make it count. Okay? You better make it count. Because if you miss, need I say more? Need I say more? Chris said, I work with various levels of autistic kids, young, teenagers, and adults. They are very small book-wise, but their minds don't work like mine or some of you. Some are very humble, but others not. Hey, you know what, Chrissy? I work not with teenagers. I mostly work with grown people. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Just because they have a disability or a mental disability or anything, still, that does not mean that they dumb at all. Some of them, you'll be quite amazed at all the stuff that they can do on their own. And it makes you wonder, why am I even here assisting you? Because you know how to do everything. Why am I here? Oh, we got somebody who autistic in the chat room. Double Tick said she's autistic. Okay. Bless your heart, babe. I am an autistic person, and so is my son, 23-year-old. So my 23-year-old son. All right. Well, blessings to you, dear. Blessings to you. I would like to hear some of the things y'all do together to cope with y'all autism. What are some of the things y'all do together? And if he gets into behavior mode or whatnot, what are some of the things that you do? Y'all both college graduates. Amen. That's why I say, that don't mean y'all dumb. Autistic doesn't mean you're dumb. Mentally challenged does not mean you're dumb. The R word, I don't want to say it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The re word doesn't mean that you're dumb at all. Oprah said her 21-year-old son's autistic. All right. Roy Jukebox, what's up, my friend? She's a regular autistic person, ain't picking up no gun to kill. Chrissy said some autistic people will absolutely pick up a gun. It depends. All right. We both STEM, meaning. I don't know what that means. STEM, meaning. But nevertheless, though, we have people who have autistic family members, and we have a mother here that's autistic. All right. We pace, clap our hands, and are sensitive to loud noises. All right. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people I work with, if you read their papers, loud noises trigger them. That's why they say, hey, they don't need to be around a large crowd, because loud noise will trigger some of them, and they will act out, But once you get them from that loud noise, and what they call it with us is redirect. If we can redirect them, a lot of them will release. They will release. But as long as they still in the area where they are uncomfortable with and it triggers them, it's going to be kind of hard to get them. I don't want to say under control, but you get what I'm saying. Stimulate. Okay, stimulate. My bad. Duh, Chris. Yeah. So everybody could be, well, I don't know if I say everybody, but most people who dealing with issues, they can be redirected. Okay? They can be redirected. But now here's my question about this young man right here, because in this field, when we also do these papers on them, they explain to us their likes and their dislikes. They'll put in the paper explain their likes and dislikes. So from food on down, they likes and dislikes. So I have a question about him. What was his likes and what was his dislikes? What did he like to do and what he did not like to do? Because again, if you was here when I first covered the story, they did a lot for this boy that any child would love to have done to them, or a lot of child be less fortunate to have. This boy was having birthday parties, going out to Disneyland and stuff like that. Even they went to Mexico. And grandma then was doing stuff for the boy, what you think a kid would love. But no matter what they did for him, how the story's been put out there, he was never satisfied. He wanted more. He wanted more. You tell me these children nowadays who put in these foster homes or these shelters or whatnot, that don't have a home to go to, that they would love to have somebody come get them, taking them to birthday parties, taking them to Chuck E. Cheese, taking them out of town, taking them to the zoo, taking them all this stuff. He had all of this. And it still wasn't good enough. It still wasn't good enough. Still wasn't good enough. So I say this, him being tried as an adult, I don't know. I can't say because I really don't know how the law works. I don't have no children that killed anybody, let alone do I know anybody personally that killed anybody, not to my knowledge. But however though, you know, I don't think a lot of you people looking at the bigger picture here. This man killed his own mom. And then not only that, he did it with no remorse. Then not only that, he went into her account and got what he wanted. And apparently knew how to use the credit card unless she already had the information saved in there. I don't know. Apparently knew how to use all that to get a virtual reality headset. And then once grandma found out what happened, with no remorse, grandma, hey, you know what, grandma, hey, you know, sorry, kid, my mom, you know, what's done is done, what's done is done. But what's up with that VR set? Did it come to your house yet? His sister came out and said that in the article. He did it with no remorse. So I don't think a lot of y'all people looking at it. I'm not talking about child, I'm talking about the people who's defending him, which they got a right to, and I get it. But I don't know if y'all looking at the bigger picture here, man. You know, something is really, really going on. And if he do got anger issues, I think it's way past that now. Because like the guy said, can sociopaths be born or made? And y'all heard me say it earlier before we even listened to the whole thing. Sound like to me this boy may be a possibly born killer. What it sound like to me. But I don't know. I could be wrong about the whole thing. But one thing I do know is, Dad, man, I hope you do come out. Because I want to know your part in his life. Was you there or was you halfway there? Was you a part-time dad? Or did you try to help him and did you give up on him? You know, I would like to know that, you know, your role in his life and the necessary steps that you may have taken to try to get him help. All right? Instead of this no comment stuff. Unless you're being advised not to comment. And that's different. But you the dad, man. A lot of people want to know what you got to say. Lord knows I do. I promise I do. Or better yet, Dad, let's go further than this. Is it more to the story than what we're being told? Do you know more about this than what the public is being told? It could be a possibility too, the reason you're not coming yet. I don't know. But guys, I'm gonna play this one more time and hey, there'll be the show right there.
Look at the brain science of adolescents and need to treat children as exactly who they are. Children.
Community leaders.
Not if they acting grown, ma'am. I'm gonna forever say that. Not if they want to act grown.
who work with Milwaukee youth gathered to condemn the charges a 10-year-old is facing after police say he killed his mother.
Instead of being treated as a boy, is being treated as an adult.
According to a criminal complaint, the boy originally told police he accidentally shot his mom when he was twirling the gun, but the next day, the family called police with serious concerns. They say the boy told his aunt he was actually aiming the gun at his mom. Sylvester Jackson leads Believers for Change, an organization that advocates for ending mass incarceration.
How can a 10-year-old help defend himself?
Jackson believes this is a case of severe mental health and has no business being tried in adult court.
Let's keep this situation in where it needs to be, and that's the juvenile's court. And let's get him mental health.
In Wisconsin, children 10 and older who are charged and convicted of homicide are typically sent to a juvenile detention facility until they are 17. That's when they go to prison for the remainder of their sentence.
This is a first-degree case. This 10-year-old is accused of going into a box that was locked, unlocking it, and getting the gun before confronting his mother, then having an argument about maybe not getting a gift that he wanted, a virtual reality set that he couldn't order from Amazon, waking up too early in the morning, and then shot and killed her. Then lied to police saying it was an accident at first, and now they're saying it was on purpose. And if he's unlocking this box, that's premeditation. So what does our system do with a 10-year-old? A 10-year-old, because first degree in Wisconsin, that's up to 60 years in prison. And as you heard, he's a troubled child. Let's bring back in our think tank Daryl Cohen, Meg Strickler, Lawrence Zimmerman with us. What do we do? What does our system do here, Lawrence? 10 years old. I mean, you put him in the juvie system, he's out at 18. You think the rest of Milwaukee's going to be safe?
Well, it's a very difficult decision, but I could tell you from personal, I actually knew somebody, I was in 5th grade, killed his mother, and then waited till his brother came home and killed his brother. And he went through the juvenile system in Miami, and then when he got, I think, 18, 19, or 20, he was released. He was mentally ill. But apparently he got better, they treated that, and apparently he ended up becoming a successful businessman after all that. So it's a very difficult thing to do. The kid's 10. If they could treat him and help him and monitor him, he's 10. I mean, I think he should have an opportunity at some point to get back to life. He's 10 years old. I know it's a difficult, we see school shooters at 16 kill everybody. Right, I mean, where do we draw the line? Because a school shooter kills 20 people, should never be released.
At the age of 10, it's different. I mean, obviously the victim, his mom, is deceased, it's gone. But do you treat him as an adult? My view is you do not. You have to treat him in a way that is punitive, but also gives him the opportunity as he gets older.
But if we treat him as a juvie, isn't he out by the time he hits 18?
Though. That's the whole point of the juvenile justice system, though.
If he's out in 8 years or 9 years, when he becomes an adult, I'm okay with that, provided while he's been incarcerated as a juvenile, he toes the line, hopefully receives the type of mental help that he needs. A 10-year-old is just somehow different than a 16-year-old.
He's not fully developed. His brain's not fully developed. It's a horrible thing. That's the whole reason we created the juvenile justice system.
Premeditation here, it was developed enough to figure out how to get into that locked gun box.
He's 10. I don't think he understood the ramification of his actions. I really don't. He was 10. He's a child. I think there's a lot more hope.
I understand he's a child, but there's a dead mother.
No, there's a lot more hope for him to be rehabilitated. The juvenile justice system takes the time and the effort, much more so than the adult system, to try to help these young kids. Now,
well, this family was trying to help him. They had a therapist. They had cameras in the home because they were afraid of him. Are some people just wired a little differently and maybe a little too dangerous?
Well, they can determine that.
So they're afraid of him, and I get that. What in the world is there a gun?
It's in a locked box.
A key that he had, whether it was locked or not, there was a key.
Are you blaming the victim right now?
No,
You're blaming the victim.
I'm not blaming the victim. I'm saying the victim should have been more vigilant if he was the person that they believe him to be, that he showed he was. So yes, the victims, we all as possible victims should keep our heads on a swivel. I've got 3 daughters and I tell them all the time, keep your head on a swivel. Just physically and mentally, you don't know what's going to happen where you are. Look at people in Atlanta today. There was a shooting at Walmart in a suburban area. Nobody thought that was going to happen. 2 gangs got upset with each each other. Somebody shot someone and they weren't killed, fortunately. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't give that child an opportunity to have access to a gun, period.
Okay, let me ask you, how comfortable would you be with this 18-year-old being released and moving into the house next to you and your family?
I would be comfortable.
Shouldn't that the test be?
If I knew that they had done what they're supposed to have done,
Okay, I didn't hear that part at first. How many of y'all believe she's telling the truth? I believe she's lying. I don't believe that. I believe she's saying that for the camera. All right? Me personally, if he stay next door to me, man, you got to show me concrete evidence that this man has totally changed. Okay? All right? I don't know. I don't believe when she say that, but then again, maybe she is genuine, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd be comfortable or not, because again, you gotta show me concrete proof that he turned a whole new leaf. You gotta show me concrete proof. Or somebody gotta move.
the juvenile justice system and took different times through the years testing him and seeing how he's behaving. Now, it sounds like this might be a situation that he'll never get better.
What control do they have once he hits the age of majority and ages out of the juvie system if he's dealt with in the juvenile system? When he's no longer a juvenile, you can't hold him anymore.
Well, unfortunately, with mental health in the United States, we're not very good handling mental health issues. But in theory, there should be services out there that put him into a halfway house or something like that, that are keeping a close eye on him. That's what our system is supposed to do for mentally ill people.
Do you believe in sociopaths? Are they just born or are they made?
Yes.
Both. I mean, yeah, I think it could be both. He could be born that way and also be nurtured that way. But again,
should he be evaluated to find out if he is in fact a sociopath, and should that be in the equation?
Yes, but from 10 years old, 11 years old, and 12 years old, and 13 years old, yes.
Did he know when he said it was an accident? Was that the truth?
That was the lie. That was,
was
he
it,
knew it was
or
a
was
lie.
it a lie the next time when he said that he's
aimed
10 years
the gun
old?
at her.
He's 10 years old. I can aim a gun.
He aimed the gun because he didn't get what he wanted.
He didn't know he was killing her.
Look, obviously I've never killed anybody in my life, but when you're younger and you do a lot of stupid things, you don't realize the consequences of your action. I get it. He should know killing his mother, she's going to die, but obviously his thought process and everything else, there's something wrong. We're not saying this is an easy thing to do, to rehabilitate them and let them live next to Meg's house, which, by the way, they probably can't afford to live in our neighborhood. But besides that, I mean, it's a risk that society has agreed to take because we want people to go through the juvenile, be rehabilitated, and give them a chance to make it. That's it. I mean,
that's the purpose.
And he killed his mother.
Is there a way to treat him as a juvenile but keep some sort of control after he passes on to age 18?
Yes.
Whether it's like conditions, you've got to report here, you've got to report there. And can you hold it over his head that if you get arrested, if you do another violent act, that we punish you for the first person that you killed?
Every state
can't do that, right?
Every state is different. I don't know what the laws are there, but it is probably not possible to keep him under control after he reaches 18. So whatever happens,
that's the
we
problem.
need to make sure that as best we can, as much as we possibly can, that between now and the time he reaches 18, he has been rehabilitated.
And implement social
We're
services.
out of time on this, but we'll continue it. But I think you're all wrong. I think you treat him as an adult, and if you're concerned about 60 years, give him a shorter sentence so at least the court has some control on his life and can keep the rest of us safe. They disagree. What can I say?
That man, I just heard what that man said. That man said 18 years old. He said he 18 years old, and I guess he didn't understand the mechanism of him lying. Man, look. Look here. That's a bunch of baloney. When we 10 years old, we broke a glass, we would lie. We was not too dumb to lie. Okay? If mom and dad had told us at 10 years old, you're not supposed to have a cookie. And little did we know, mom and dad probably counted me the cookies in that jar. You went and took one. They gonna say the cookie just get up and walk away by itself. If they say, Chris, who took that cookie? It wasn't me. I'm 10 years old, so I don't have the knowledge to lie and know I'm going to get in trouble because I did something that they asked me not to do. Even if it's something as little as taking a cookie. I did something they asked me not to do. So my age don't mean nothing when it comes to lying. Okay? And I can't believe he tried to put it out there like that he's 10 years old and, he didn't know he was lying. Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. And I'm going to tell you why he knew he was lying and why that point he's making is moot. Because if that was the case, he would have never turned around and asked his grandma did that Amazon package made it to her house. Now, that would have never happened. Then I can understand y'all saying their argument. But this boy says, sorry for killing my mom. But what's up with that package? Is it at your house? And this lady said she'll feel comfortable with him standing next door to her 18. I don't know about all that now. I don't know about all that. And then the dude gonna say he probably can't afford to stay in the neighborhood. Man, fuck that. What if he can afford to stay there or not? Whoever he stayed next door to, that was to happen, speaking hypothetically, they're going to be on eggshells when they find out who he is. They're going to be on eggshells. Okay? So, wow. It's like this person is not in our cars to lie, period. So, double take, you get what I'm saying then. You know, with that lying thing, he can stop there talking about he's 10 years old and like he don't know that he lying, man. Knock it off, dude. Knock it off. Knock it off. Like I said, I agree with some of their points. But for the majority of it, the guy who was talking with what's that guy named? Is his name Vinny? The one that's talking? The one that's saying that, hey, he did this premeditated. Is his name Vinny or something like that? Christina, good day to you. How you doing? Best wish for Michigan for the new year to keep speaking the truth 2023. All right. Amen. Same to you. Same to you. I think his name is Vinny. I could be wrong. I can agree with most of what he said, man. He calling it right down the middle. Okay, his name is Vinny. Okay, cool. He calling it right down the middle, man. This just something, man. Look, just because he's 10 years old, don't try to sugarcoat it, man. Call it for what it is. Even at his mental state, call it for what it is. Call it for what it is, man. Call it for what it is. Okay? But I'm going to say at the end of the day, if this young man does get help, he come out of this rejuvenated, I'm all for it. I'm for it if he can get help. But with him, just like we say with a lot of children, it's going to take a whole village. And I don't know if the village is going to be ready for this because, again, he already may be a psychopath. Maybe. I don't know. But we'll find out, though. We'll find out. Okay? Okay. So my final thoughts, y'all, especially you people who are vets, which I'm pretty much sure I don't need to say this, but for y'all who are vets, man, please, you got guns, don't let children see y'all where y'all put it at. And let alone, man, get a gun lock. And let alone, don't be sitting up here putting the pillow, the gun under your pillow and falling asleep, knowing damn well you got children walking around and get a hold of the gun and you end up getting shot. Because I did a couple of stories like that, man. A dad or uncle, somebody got the pillow under them. Got the gun under their pillow or under the cushion of the couch. You got children playing around, you up there asleep. They grab the gun and chitty chitty bang bang, it's all over. Oh, Betty, how many of y'all remember that story I did about the young lady who was on a Zoom call and her boy got a hold of the gun and shot her in the head? How many of y'all remember that? I forgot what her name is. But then kind of find out later his dad started to put the gun in his Paw Patrol backpack. Real smart, sir. Real smart. That's how the boy was able to get to the gun. Because the dad had the gun in his Paw Patrol backpack, and the boy got the gun, and while the woman was on a Zoom call with her job, he shot her in the head. And she died right there on the Zoom call. I can't remember her name, though. So, if anything, guys, please be careful with that. Don't let them see that. Don't let them see that. But in that, though, y'all be safe out there. Be careful. As always, I love y'all. Murder said thank y'all for the birthday wishes. Go to my community wall. Y'all see why I gave him his birthday cookie. He actually had 3 of them. I gave him one yesterday. And the one y'all saw me put on my community wall today, that's the last one I gave him. But he said, thank y'all for the birthday wishes. You know, I said, Murder. They said happy birthday. I said, all right now. All right. All right. Guys, I'll be back later. All right. Your man, Chris Thorns. Peace out.